Hi guys, it's Bill and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make a vintage t-shirt using your Cricut machine. Here in Illustrator I have my ice cream design set up onto 5 layers. I'm going to save it as an SVG to import into Cricut Design Space. So I'm now in Cricut Design Space. I'm going to cut out my black layer on HTV vinyl, first making sure to mirror the image. The second thing I'm going to do is cut out the inside shapes of the ice cream design. I'm going to cut this on a sheet of craft foam. For this you will need the deep cut blade. I'm going to rearrange all the different elements on the mat so I can get the most out of the A4 sheet of foam. So my HTV vinyl has now been cut and I'm going to weed that. And I'm going to very carefully remove all the different inside elements of my ice cream design from my sheet of craft foam. Now that all my pieces are cut, I'm going to use the jelly plate to apply the screen printing ink onto them, but I actually did this off screen. As you can see, I have used painter's tape on the back to help with applying the ink onto them. Now as a guide, I'm going to use the ice cream that I cut from HTV to help with the lining up of where I want the print to go. I also use painter's tape to help with this. Slowly I built up all of the layers. As you can see, for the cherry and the leaf, I actually used a safety pin to help with the applying of the ink. Now that my ice cream layers have all been printed onto my t-shirt, I'm going to use my Cricut 9x9 heat press to cure the ink. My settings were set to high. You need to evaporate all the water from the screen printing ink. This will allow the ink to permanently stay in the t-shirt. Now that all of my ink has been cured onto the t-shirt, it's time to use the HTV vinyl outline that I cut earlier on. I lined this up as best as I could, also remembering that the whole idea of the t-shirt is to look vintage, so not everything will line up perfectly within the black lines. It's also very important to make sure that you use a sheet of baking paper over your print. This will mean that you won't get any ink on your iron or heat press. I use my heat press to permanently stick my ice cream outline to the t-shirt. Your heat settings will depend on the type of HTV or iron-on vinyl that you are using. Mine was a cold peel, which means the HTV had to cool completely before removing. Always check your manufacturer for guides. So there you go guys, that's how you can use your Cricut machine, heat press and HTV vinyl and screen printing ink to make a vintage t-shirt for summer. I'm really pleased with how this came out. Please like, share and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.